Ring of Honor is back, and so is the TSK. We break down the re-debut of Ring of Honor and even throw in some late Revolution predictions, because let's be honest, this show is dropping late, but that shouldn't stop you from kicking it with the TSK. What to do? Welcome back to a brand new edition of Kickin' It with the TSK. Tad bit different format, but still the same group of crazy badass motherfuckers that are going to sit here and talk all kinds of different wrestling. This is probably going to be the forum where we're going to start doing a weekly Ring of Honor, live show review, however we want to consider it, however we want to call it. But this one's going to be a little special because we have AEW Revolution happening tomorrow, or I guess today, because it's going to drop on a Sunday. So we might as well get predictions out there with a little bit of a twist, but I'm going to save all of that for when we get to it. But without further ado, of course, you guys know these handsome gentlemen by now. This is the TSK. We have Robert Davis. We got DC, Daniel Crimson, of course, my man, Harold Joseph Hunter. What it do, boys? Welcome back. We've been on a tad bit of hiatus. Are we rested? Are we ready to go?
We are ready to go.
Yo.
Reunited, and it feels too sweet.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, one time for the peoples and all that, and hey, get you one, how to sneak it in there. So, again, like I said, we're going to start with Ring of Honor. It's going to be a little bit different for those who were watching Retro and listening to Retro, and you were used to the star ratings. We're not going to go star ratings. We're just going to talk about them. If we feel the match then deserves one, we could more than happily give one. But for right now, we're going to stick to just going through it and talking about it and just garnering, I guess, some nostalgia feel and talk about how we felt about the return of Ring of Honor. And personally, it's right back in Orlando, Florida. I guess it's in Orlando, Florida. Apparently, it's in the former Impact Zone, from what my man DC tells me. And there's no better way to start off a Ring of Honor show than with a Briscoe, and the only one left, unfortunately, is Mark Briscoe. So we got Mark Briscoe against Slim J. I have no fucking idea who Slim J is. Not a one.
Trustbusters.
Anybody know?
Slim J is actually besides Trustbusters, he was actually old OG ROH. So
There you go.
This was probably the perfect way to start off the new era of Ring of Honor. Jay Briscoe was a part of the first ever Ring of Honor show, and to have Mark and an OG ROH guy started off was pretty cool.
Hell yeah, it was pretty cool.
That, and with good old Sussex County Chicken,
That's right.
being who he is, I think whoever he was going to be against him, they were going to get fed
Oh
to
yeah,
the chicken.
Yeah, for sure.
Fed.
They were going to be chicken feed.
They were going to be chicken feed. I love that. I love that a whole hell of a lot. So
Feed the chicken.
that's right, feed the chicken, and then Mark Briscoe, the Sussex County Chicken himself, did exactly that. He did the eating, if you will. Again, not a lot I know about Slim J, but I do know a little bit about Ring of Honor. They do start with the Code of Honor, where you're kind of both guys are supposed to go in there and shake hands, and Slim J ain't having it because he's a bad guy, and so he kicks Briscoe's hand out of the way. But then this is just, I don't want to say it's more than just a match, but that's kind of exactly what it was. This was just an opening match. To me, there was nothing special. There was a whole lot of distraction from Smart Mark Sterling. He's a dickhead. It is what it is. We're going to get that. And it seems to be a pattern that we're running with. Mark Briscoe is winning with the J Driller. He wants to go with the Froggy Splash, but he ends up winning with the J Driller. I love it. I hope it continues. I hope it means to some kind of Ring of Honor gold at some point in time. Did y'all see anything special on this? Am I missing something? Or were we
No,
just
I think
enjoying
it
some
was
Mark Briscoe?
It was just a match.
It was a good, solid opener.
Yes.
Yeah, very solid.
Completely agree.
You know, as I've told you boys,
The Pepsi brothers.
you gotta have a good, solid opener that kind of hooks the crowd in, and that's what this did. That's what this match did. It did what it needed to do.
I also think it kind of it for Slim J at least, it got to showcase him a little bit better because he's been on AEW kind of here and there, done a couple dark matches. People are just like, well, who the hell is Slim J?
Hey,
well, you got a I guess you got a taste, if you will,
you got a little taste
of who Slim J actually is.
I mean, it's good. He wasn't too bad. So I'll give you something. Harold, anything you want to add?
No, I think you guys nailed it. Nothing more to add on top of that.
Nothing more to add. So we're gonna head to the back, and we had a nice little interview with former Ring of Honor television champion, TV champion Tony Deppen. Am I the only one who thought this guy was as nervous as holy shit to be on television?
It was a little cringe.
He's like, we're back on television. He's like he's shaking the whole fucking time. It's
hey,
just,
but he gave it a try, bro.
He's like,
he gave it a try.
He did though. I'll give him all the fucking praise in the world. You know what I mean? If you were nervous, bro, like you definitely pushed through that shit. You know what I mean? That's not something a lot of people can say. So good on you.
It was weird for Tony Deppen because Tony Deppen's usually that guy that is pretty arrogant, kind of cocky. He talks a lot of crap to the crowd. But once he got in front of the camera, it was like,
oh no,
freeze.
Well, I think part of it is like this is also exposing ROH to a much bigger audience.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah,
I mean. Yeah, they had TV in the past, but it didn't have the reach that it does now.
Well, no, I mean, because considering the fact that it's literally on the backs of AEW right now, and a lot of AEW guys are going to be like, you know what, fuck it, let's go support the brand. You know what I mean? So it's the NXT feel. We were just talking about that while watching. It's the NXT feel.
What they're going to do, and if Tony Khan is smart, this is the way he'll do this. Is you will have. He'll use AEW guys to beef up Ring of Honor. Where in WWE you had guys like Cesaro, guys like William Regal, guys like Tyson Kidd.
Mm-hmm.
You had these guys that are mainstays on the main roster would randomly show up on NXT back in the day.
Exactly.
And that's part of what made NXT special. Now, if they're smart, they will treat Ring of Honor as the NXT of AEW.
Mm-hmm. Again, if they're smart, and for the time being, they might be. I mean, it's a step above developmental, in my opinion, but you can treat it in a way as developmental. Plus, didn't they have... didn't Ring of Honor have a developmental system as well?
Yeah, the Ring of Honor Wrestling School.
Yeah, something like that.
They do have a dojo in Maryland.
There you go. But I swore they had like a show with maybe like up and coming Ring of Honor. I don't know, something of some sort. But I'm getting off topic.
I know. I know what you're talking about. I forgot what it was called.
Future Stars of Honor, I think.
Something like that. Okay. So, but anyway, long story short, Tony Deppen has to face Samoan Joe, and sucks to be him.
Yeah.
So
Joe's gonna kill you.
Tony Deppen will die next week, and we will review it for your listening pleasure. But something we got that I rather enjoyed. I've been given some shit about the Kingdom, but the Kingdom, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett with, of course, Maria Kanellis Bennett took on the Infantry, which is a brand new team of Sean Dean and Private Charlie Bravo, both guys with military backgrounds. And I'm going to say it right off the bat, dude. This team, the Infantry, they had my attention way more than the Kingdom did. And I was trying to like the Kingdom, okay? I'm trying to get into them. I'm trying to like their feel. But something about Sean Dean and Charlie Bravo, the way they meshed, it worked so well. Harold's dying to say something. What's happening, brother?
Which, let me mention, right before this Ring of Honor show came on, I had mentioned Sean Dean. I didn't know he was on the card. And I had mentioned him in the group chat, and then just to see him pop up, it was good to see him. He was one of the guys that kind of held AEW up through the pandemic, so it was good to see him get some spotlight.
Big time. Absolutely. I think he's going to be great in a tag team.
That's what Ring of Honor needs. They need tag teams because I think that's why you really haven't seen any kind of rumor as to, well, what did they do with the tag titles? Like,
with Mark.
Do you plop in? Do you have Papa Briscoe? I mean,
I'm at the point where I feel like Mark is just going to have to be the guy to relinquish it, unfortunately. And he knows it. And, maybe they have like the Jay Briscoe memorial tournament or whatever to crown the new tag team champions.
Yeah.
Hey, I like that. You know what I mean? And give Mark Briscoe another shot. I think he's gone after the television title before, but never won it. Give him an opportunity to go for it. We were saying, have him take on Claudio at the LA show, and obviously that's not going to happen. But
I think that's what's coming up for the LA show. I think we're going to get Mark versus Joey Samoa.
Ooh, see, now that's where the money is at, in my opinion.
The question,
tell me,
is he going to be able to hit the J Driller on Joseph?
Joe knows how to go up for folks.
He does. But I can definitely see a Froggy Splash in his future.
Just to make sure nobody gets hurt.
Like, there are some people that you wonder how they're going to be able to take a certain move. Like you don't see like Giants getting hit with like an F5 too often. Like,
yeah, you don't.
And when you
see it,
Mark Briscoe's a farm boy. That's farm boy strong.
That's different. That's a different form of strength. You ever lift up a hail of bay? That shit is awkward as fuck. I'll tell you what.
Redneck kung fu all day.
Oh,
I love it. You'll love to see
part of it. So I mean, this match was quicker than we would have liked. It was more the Kingdom than it was the infantry. I think we saw they call it the purple thunder bomb. It's not a blue thunder bomb because they like to call it the purple. The Kingdom does. So it's the purple thunder bomb from Taven, who I still don't see the hype. Now, granted, it's been all 2 matches since I've been talking shit about him, so we'll see how it goes. The infantry did get a hot little comeback, but it did die short, and the Kingdom got the win. I'm sure they're looking like maybe one of the top teams that could be looking at the Ring of Honor tag team titles as like them taking over. I personally would love to see somebody else, but they have familiarity being former tag champs.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the Kingdom. Have been since I started watching Ring of Honor in 2016. But the infantry really kind of showed out and kind of really, I think, made a name for themselves. I know Sean Dean, he's got a backstage role in AEW.
Yeah.
But hopefully this does lead to some more opportunities for him and Carly Bravo to actually wrestle.
Please and please.
Yeah, I think part of it, and with Taven, I know years ago when the E signed Mike Bennett, they tried to get Taven. They wanted them both.
They sure did.
But Taven decided to re-sign with Ring of Honor at the last second, whereas Bennett and Maria had already signed their contracts. So it's like, well, shit. And we got that cringeworthy storyline.
You're telling me. Telling me. Harold, I gotta ask, fan or not fan of the Kingdom?
Not fan.
Not a fan? Can't say I blame you.
Yeah, not a fan. They're just they're not bad. I just they just kind of bore me. I've never seen a match of theirs and went, wow, or ooh. It's just kind of
right.
They're solid. Whatever.
They're there. They are there. So, all right. So we move on. We got a little small video package from Blake Christensen and Zack Sabre Jr. hyping up their match that comes up next. It is for the NWPG World Television Championship, the ugliest one-looking fucking belt I've ever seen. I swear to God, it reminds me of the World Series of Poker. I swear to God, it's like a bracelet or a watch or whatever the fuck that they were giving to people, and it looks exactly like that. And I'm just like, this thing is horrifyingly ugly.
Is it ugly? Yes. Ugliest, far from.
What do you mean, dude? It's got like a 6 millimeter plate.
Do you remember the Divas title?
Again, when was the last time?
Do you remember the IWGP heavyweight title? That
I don't remember any belt that was this
around?
fucking thick, bud. That's what I'm talking about.
I know the guy who made it.
That plate's like a table. It's bigger than Zach.
I'm saying, you know what I mean? It fucking dead ass. It probably weighs more than Zach.
Comes underneath his chin.
It looks like a license plate. It's shaped like a fucking license plate.
Yeah,
it really, really is. It's really bad.
I know Gato didn't sign off on that.
Oh God, no! They just said, "Here, take this," and he's like, "What? No, here we have to debut it." Shit.
I know the dude who made it, and
not his best work.
He said that's what New Japan wanted.
Mm-hmm.
He presented them with designs, and they picked that one.
Sure.
I would have told him pick again.
Oh my Lord! So, we got this one. Blake Christensen, Zack Sabre Jr. And Blake Christensen was a guy that I was enjoying watching on New Japan Strong. I want to say he did GCW shows. Mm-hmm. He was, I believe he even showed up in Impact at some point. He was literally been everywhere, and he's one of these juniors or these light heavyweights and cruiserweight, whatever fucking term you need, cruiserweight for you super old heads out there. He's a little bit different. He's got a technical style, but he can be a high flyer. He can be a guy with the lucha background, but he can also be very ground-based. And he just has a different look. He's just, something about him is different. Yes, there's a lot of small guys out there that have a nice combination of the technical ground and the high flying, but there's just something different about him. I don't know what it is. Maybe the extra strong style thrown in. I'm not too sure. But it's...
I think just the fact that he is kind of multifaceted in his work. Like, he can go hold for hold and, speed with like someone like Leo Rush.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time, he can hang with a technical guy like Zack Sabre Jr. He's he's even worked with some like brawler types, so like he definitely checks all the boxes on stylistic wise, I think.
Hell yeah.
Style wise, I'm gonna mention a name that we're not supposed to say. He kind of had like that Benoit style, like whereas that guy was kind of somebody that could work, he could do technical, he could do the high flying. And maybe I'm wrong, but wasn't Blake Christian, wasn't he even in NXT for a hot minute?
Trey Baxter.
Yeah, Trey Baxter. Yep, that's right. So yeah,
horrible name.
God awful, but then again, we were getting terrible names from NXT left and right. We had Tony Dimes and all these other guys.
Giovanni Vinci.
See, there we go. We're going down the list there, bud. But of course, it's a Zack Sabre Jr. match. So with every Zack Sabre Jr. match, you're gonna get a crucifix. You're probably gonna get an octopus. You're gonna get a whole lot of rest holds, and whether that makes you mad or makes you happy, it's gonna happen because to a lot of people's knowledge, or at least to their word, if you will, Zack Sabre Jr. is the best technical wrestler on the planet today. I'm definitely one to say so. I haven't seen anybody better. People say Bryan Danielson, and I'm still fucking dying for that one. Do you hear me? I'm dying for that one. Somebody's gonna die. I don't know whom, but
it's coming.
It's coming at some point or another.
Were we supposed to get it at Forbidden Door last year?
We were,
yeah.
But with that, was it Stadium Stampede? Brian
got the concussion.
Yeah.
Goddamn Stadium Stampede. So there was a lot to this match. This is a 15-minute time limit for this title. They went about 10, I would say a little bit over a 10-minute mark. And there was one spot that I had to, that I really like. It's Zack Sabre Jr.'s transition work. The way he literally can go from an octopus to all of a sudden into a cobra, into like a dragon sleeper. He will literally move while you're there, and boom, you're in another hold. He really is that next level technical master out there, and for me, it's something worth beholding. I don't know. I mean
that's one thing I enjoy too. The fact that no hold ever lasts more than maybe 7 or 8 seconds because he's transitioning into something else.
Right.
He is probably the only human that I've ever seen fold another human.
Oh yeah.
Like fucking origami.
This is the truth. This is the truth.
I was hoping you were going to mention
it did end up
the spot with Blake Christian running and doing a suicide dive through the ropes, and Zack Sabre Jr. catching him in the cravat, which I marked for.
Oh, caught him in the cravat.
Yeah,
that was hot.
I love a cravat, so
another
one. I saw that, I was like,
again. Because it's technical, baby. It's technical. That's how the moves are. That's Zack Sabre Jr. for you. Zach. Another good thing about Zach is he is excellent at avoiding high-flying maneuvers. So he avoids the 450. He ends up getting caught. I think, he got uppercutted as he was coming down for it. And then it was a reverse triangle. And then that's how he pulled out the win. Still a New Japan World Television Champion. I don't know anybody's going to beat that guy that's not in New Japan.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I kind of hope he hangs out on Ring of Honor, though. I love seeing. I was gonna say that's an understatement. I love seeing Zack Sabre Jr. in the States. He can mesh with a lot of people in AEW, and I hope that's his next stop. All right. Let's see here. What else did we have? We'll move on. There was a dumb thing in the back. Oh, that's right. Fucking Smart Mark Sterling tries to offer Takeshita a contract so he doesn't have to fight Josh Woods, and all his response was, well, he's a national champion. And I'm like, that's fucking Takeshita. He'll knock his teeth out. It is what it is. We did get Christopher Daniels. I was being curious about when we were going to see this guy wrestle again, but we got Christopher Daniels versus Rohit Raju. How old is CD? 50s?
He's got to be in his 50s.
He's in his 50s.
He's in his 50s.
52, 53.
The guy's got blood all in one eye, and he can still go.
Yeah.
I don't get some pro wrestlers, bro, that have this I can't turn it off switch. He's one. Whether you like him or not, like whether you don't mess with CD, whether you love CD, whether you hated Impact, he's got it, man.
He will turn 53 this year.
Get the fuck out of here. That's ridiculous.
The thing is it's hard to not use him when you have a guy like him, and he's so involved in so many facets of the business, no matter who he's working for, whether it be New Japan, AEW, any one of the independents he helps out with, he always is helping, producing, doing talent relations. And then oftentimes I feel like a lot of these companies feel like, why not book Christopher Daniels? He's a name. He's somebody people recognize. So that's why you'll see him pop up here and there, just because even if he wasn't able to go, just like using Jericho or Matt Hardy, the name just brings clout.
Money, baby.
And I think with it being the return of ROH, they're going to have one of the original ROH guys on the show, and if he can do it, why not?
Right.
Heard that one. He ended up, of course, winning with the best moonsault ever. Glad to see CD picking up some dubs. Hope some more comes his way. I don't need to see him win a belt or nothing, but hey, have him going out there doing some kick-ass shit is cool with me. Backstage stuff. Lexi Nair, I want to say she's been the Ring of Honor backstage person. I used to not watch Ring of Honor, so I can't really tell. We've seen her a lot, that's all.
The old Ring of Honor backstage person is on NXT now.
Well, there you go. So, anyway.
And Lexi is actually the daughter of DDP.
Who is also engaged to Big Bill.
Oh, Lord.
If I hear that goddamn name, what more goddamn time?
I didn't know DDP was engaged.
I can't say I blame you.
Hey, it's 2022.
I mean, hey, to each their own, right? You know what I mean?
Feels bang.
Free yoga lessons and the whole nine. Lexi Nair hanging out again. Former champs. This time it's the tag champs. Rhett Titus and Hot Sauce Tracy Williams. Red Titus is ugly as shit. I'm just gonna get that out of my way. He's ugly as shit. It ends up being them in the Aussie Open. They're going back and forth. I guess they're gonna have a match next week. So I'm glad the tag division is growing. Give me the fucking Aussie Open as ROH tag champs. I'll take it. This is I'm gonna say this. I mean, maybe you guys might feel different. This was my match of the night. I mean, I know we had a pretty good main event, but this was my match of the night, and it's Takeshita against Josh Woods. I love me some Josh Woods. I do. He was a dude that I heard hush tones about when he was coming up through the ranks of Ring of Honor. I caught some of his Ring of Honor run. I saw him and God, what is his name? The older guy. I'm losing names right now. He had showed up in the Ring of Honor. Not Ring of Honor. Silas Young. He was teaming with Silas Young for a little bit, and that thing was kind of funny. He was just kind of like the giant nerd in the background, which was, I don't know, to me it was hilarious. He's got an amateur background, which always sells me, and an MMA background, so 2 points to him. But there were no points exchanged in this one. There was lots of punches, lots of elbows, lots of throwing, lots of wrestling. So again, this is who did I compare Takeshita to? I want to say he was like the State's Okada or something. He's got a different level. Or let me stop myself. I feel like I'm gonna say the wrong thing. He brings the New Japan style, the DDT style. He brings that style of Japan in full form, not snip-bitted, not Americanized, in full form. To any promotion he's in, Ring of Honor, AEW, wherever he goes. I mean, and that's probably what's going to keep him in AEW and Ring of Honor. He is as strong style New Japan wrestling as can be. He can be technical. He has high flying ability with the lucha side. He has the ground game, and he has you. Hey, guess what? I'm just going to hit you really hard in the mouth. I don't know what he can't do.
He's definitely got it, and I think the fact that the crowd went pretty crazy for him when his music hit and he came out. Like, the dude's getting pops left and right. Yep. Like, he's putting in the work, and it's showing. So, like, I mean, if any of these nerds are talking about who's this guy, we know who this guy is.
We know.
People know.
As a fan, I couldn't be happier for Takeshita, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, yeah.
The more exposure he gets, the more he's on the radar, of New Japan wanting to have him exclusively, AEW wanting him exclusively, Impact maybe, Triple H is looking at him, he's watching, and you know what? I'm not saying he should go to the WWE. I'm not saying that.
Triple H already tried.
But what I'm saying, guys, is that the more exposure this gets him, the more it gets him. The more money. Because he can play that. He can say, well, I got this offer from this company. I really want to stay with you. What are you going to give me? What can you offer me? And if that can get him opportunities in AEW or Ring of Honor or wherever, good for him. I am happy for him. And that's what it's all about. Make that money as long as you can. Have the career that you want and the opportunities that you can have. Because, damn it, he's good.
No arguments here. Again, another one. There's a hell of a lot to talk about, so I'll just kind of give you the last bit of it. These guys are going back and forth. They're trading suplexes, and then they start chucking these elbows down at each other, and that's when the strong style comes in. There's a "This is awesome" chant, and I think this was the only match we got that on, so if that doesn't tell you something, then there you go. Josh Woods goes for the Chaos Theory. Takeshita cuts it off with a roll-up. Then Takeshita goes for the Chaos Theory, ends up hitting it. Same thing. They both countered because they're both seeing it coming. Takeshita ends up winning with, I wrote, a big wheelbarrow suplex. And it looked fantastic. I mean, we talk about how over Takeshita was. If you want to go back to fucking Wednesday in the ladder match, he was on fire. The people were loving him. The idea of him winning and being the guy to challenge and the whole nine and the push Takeshita. And then they didn't give it to us. And it was I don't want to say it was lackluster, but it was definitely like, oh, come on. When you're, you know what I mean? When your team don't win, makes you sad.
Yeah.
He was our team that night, and trust me, we weren't the only ones.
Now something that I mentioned during Ring of Honor when we were watching it was I felt Josh Woods got the showcase in this match. I felt anybody watching this, I felt most people are kind of familiar with Takeshita now because of Dynamite. Josh Woods doesn't get as many Dynamite appearances, so I feel like people get less contact with him. So I think most people went into this thinking Takeshita's going to rock. This is going to be a Takeshita match. And Josh Woods rocked right with Takeshita. They had great chemistry together. It was an awesome match.
Yeah, they really did.
Solid. You know, I enjoyed it.
No arguments here. So, again, more backstage nonsense. Claudio Castagnoli, before his title defense against AR Fox, apparently, what did he say? Fox may cost him some money at Christmas time, but no one will spoil his defense or his mood on the episode of Dynamite. Claudio was not a fucking promo.
Yeah, that was terrible.
And that
was a bag of ass.
Sad to say. I mean, do you think they got him right as he walked in and he just wasn't ready, or do we think that he really isn't that good of a promo?
I mean,
he's not. He's always admitted that one of his weakest points is promos. And I guess, you're not going to get better at him if you don't practice.
Right. I heard that. So, I'm scrambling and I'm typing here because I'm still not fucking aware of who exactly is in this goddamn fucking team, but it's the Embassy against a bunch of fucking nerds. So, okay, it's Brian Cage, Tona Leona, and was it Khan?
Bishop Khan?
Khan.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Bishop Khan. Okay, see, I was like, I know this guy from somewhere. Okay, that name's familiar. All right. So, now that I finally got their fucking name, this was a goddamn squash. I look at these three dudes and I'm just like, if Vince was running the E and said if I could buy anybody today, he wants all three of them guys just because of how they look. Fuck how they wrestle. Fuck if they could draw money. They look just like the guys I used to buy all the time in the 90s. Well, there you go, Jack, because they're all fucking ripped and shit and giant men. So, absolute fucking squash. They destroy a bunch of nerds. They move on. Brian Cage gets his ass beat in a singles, but looks dominant in a six-man. So, hey, why not?
Why not?
This one's a little shocking for me because I'm always used to crapping on somebody with the last name Daivari, but Ari Daivari against Metalik, and my immediate go-to is, okay, cool, Metalik's going to carry this entire match, and he's going to do some cool shit here, and he's going to do some... Well, guess what? You kind of need somebody to be able to, make it fluid with you, and all your cool shit. Ari Daivari just so happens to be that dude. Apparently, he's gotten good sometime between me not giving a shit and now, and I like it. Okay? I'm not mad at the fucking guy. I appreciate it because I've been watching Metalik, and when I saw him leave the E and I saw him go to New Japan Strong, and I thought, okay, cool, maybe this is an opportunity to him to gain some momentum. And when he was barely fucking used, I was disappointed. And now we have an opportunity for him. I thought this was maybe going to be an opportunity for him to win, look good on Ring of Honor television. It wasn't because Arya Daivari is more of a name. He isn't a faction that's featured on AEW. But guess what? He can fucking go. And he proved it against a really good fucking luchador. So I was shocked on this one. He did win with a roll-up. It is what it is, but give me some more Arya Daivari. God, I can't believe I'm saying that.
Yeah.
One thing we actually brought up was this was like a 205 live reunion.
Right. Big time.
You guys were on 205. Personally, as someone who watched almost every episode of 205, a lot of people crapped on Arya Daivari, but I always thought he was actually really solid. I don't think he really got a fair shake in WWE. They just sent him out there to go play the stereotypical heel.
Yeah, that's the problem with E.
He's just got a bland
he really
look.
Never got to showcase what he could do.
He's got a look that doesn't transition to a casual audience.
Agree with that.
There's nothing that you could grip onto about Arya Daivari's personality that you could say, I like this about him. I like this about him. Like, there's really nothing
Right.
other than the fact that he's damn solid in the ring. He's an awesome match producer, because every match I've ever seen that had his name credit on it has been an incredible match. So he can go. It depends on who his opponents are. He's a solid partner, so you could say.
There we go.
You know, I'll say it because, you know, we've all kind of said it. I'll just say it out loud because, you know, fuck it. I don't care. E-drones, E-fans, they need that flash. They need that, ooh, shiny. I need that.
I think yes, and the casual. There has to be some sort of an attention grabber when you're seasoned like Giggity. When we're seasoned like we are, and we've been in tune to what we like, and we can give a shit about a character, and the persona is more than just the persona and the way they talk. It's about how they carry themselves in the ring and the blah 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 blah. We can go down the list. I think that's like, we can easily be like, boom, this is why we like him. But yeah, I think it's E-drones and just people who are new or not fully invested. The cash, if you will. The casual.
What could they have done with Arya Davari? Have his brother manage him.
No. Wait, well, hold on. Arya Davari's brother was
Sean Davari.
Sean Davari. But Sean
Davari.
But was it Sean? Wasn't? Wait a minute. Hold on. What was that one? Sean Davari wasn't he the manager?
Khosrow Davari used to manage Muhammad Hassan.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, he was a fucking manager. Wait, didn't they bring him back though at some point?
As a producer.
I could have sworn he was an on-TV role, but okay.
No.
He was wrestling in Impact.
That's where I recognize him. Okay.
2 weeks.
Gotcha. So, lots of interviews from Lexi Neer, absolutely earning her paycheck for one episode. I think she gets like 5 interviews throughout the whole show. This one's with AR Fox. No disrespect to AR Fox, sounds like a goddamn computer robot. He is literally like monotoned. He's just happy to be there because I wasn't here 10 years ago. And I'm like, all right, whatever.
My man's been on the indies like 20 years. It's going to take a minute.
I mean, yeah, I'll give him time. The fact is his wrestling is literally more than enough for me. So I'll leave it alone. I want to be that guy and be like, this was a total piss break match, and it was a da-da-da-da in the throat, but we have to still talk about it. Sky Blue and Madison Rayne. Madison Rayne is a Ring of Honor. No, yes, maybe.
She's got history with Ring of Honor.
Let's go with that. Okay.
Yeah, she does have history with Ring of Honor.
Against who I'm reading their current or recent NWA Women's Tag Team Champions, and Charlotte and Robin Renegade.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're not. They lost the titles.
What do you mean?
Like 11 days. That was their title reign. 10 days, something like that.
I mean, hey, it's more than I've had, so I can't say I blame them.
Yeah.
The only person I can say that did anything worthwhile to me was Sky Blue. And I mean, I think it was you, Rob, that said it was like, where's this Sky Blue been? Where are you on Dynamite? Where are you on Rampage? This was a different, either she turned it up or something clicked. I can't, I couldn't figure it out.
She turned it up.
Okay.
I personally think she just felt more comfortable being in Ring of Honor. I think she felt like a bigger fish in a smaller pond as compared to Dynamite. It's, she's got all these other big names all over the place, and she's on national television. I think it was a bigger fish in smaller pond situation.
I think
very well could have been.
Is she somebody? Okay, let's say, for example, Sky Blue was in WWE. We'll just use them as an example. If you had signed her and you put her immediately on Raw or SmackDown, it'd be the same thing. She's somebody who put Sky Blue in Ring of Honor for a while and then move her back over.
That's probably what they'll do.
Let her bring up or build up that confidence.
Yeah, that's mainly what she's missing.
I mean,
she's she's got the look. Like, she's got look. She's got the personality. Her ring work is enjoyable.
Yeah.
She's not bad.
Above average.
And she's young.
But she's just, it's confidence.
Yep. Confidence is
that's
key.
all it is. You get that confidence, you've got a star. You have a fucking star in your hands.
One in the making for sure. But again, she's young. Give her time. I'm sure she'll get there. And with the help of Ring of Honor, I'm sure it will come within due time. I'm with you. The big fish in the small pond. I can absolutely. You get the okay. I can breathe feeling. So
yeah.
I hope that's what it is.
In a little coat.
Perhaps the opposite, but we'll rock with it. So Ian Riccaboni is in the ring, and he welcomes out Wheeler Yuta, the pure champion, and he's talking. I think he called him like a junior member, and fucking Wheeler got all pissed off. I'm not a junior. I'm a doodle-doo, whatever the fuck. I'm a veteran. He's all mad now, and he pretty much kind of throws open. I'm not a nugget. He pretty much throws open an open challenge, which is then answered by Timothy Thatcher, who's coming over from Pro Wrestling Noah, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
Noah.
So he's going to have a match set for next week. And if we thought like Josh Woods and Takeshita was strong style, this one is going to hurt next week, and I'm relatively excited for it. Kind of don't think I'm going to see Wheeler lose, but it's Timothy fucking Thatcher, bro. If you're telling me this guy's on fucking if he's off contract. Come on, bud. So, and I'm just going to say this. I'm already disappointed that they're kind of like streamlining this young lad. But Willow Nightingale against Lady Frost, I've been loving every little thing Willow does since the day I seen her, which I swear to God, I think it was either an Impact show or a GCW show, one of the two. And she has been on Dynamite. She's been on Rampage. She's been on All Up and Down. She was on Death Before Dishonor show. All these other ROH shows. She has shown her worth. And Lady Frost is, I want to say NWA, former NWA.
She's actually she's a free agent right now.
Okay, so she's free agent. But this was definitely a Willow showcase. As it looks like it's going to be her and Athena probably next week for the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. And personally, I'm already saying go ahead and just give it to Willow. She's probably going to be on Ring of Honor all the time anyway, so you might as well run that route. But, yeah. I mean...
And also, Lady Frost, just as a fun little factoid here, she recently... did motion capture work for WWE 2K23.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Making paychecks.
Got to make bank.
Making a paycheck, baby. Making a paycheck. Harold, how do you feel about Willow Nightingale?
I love her. I like her personality. I like her ring work. It's not like she's incredible in the ring, but she's definitely solid. She has great chemistry with whoever she gets in the ring with. And I don't think I've ever seen her have a bad match. So I'm all on the Willow Nightingale train.
Not yet. Heard that. So I kind of already went ahead and talked about how Athena came out, did the whole thing. But so with that being said, I know we rarely see Athena. And that was kind of the same exact issue we had with Mercedes Martinez. Is this just going to be another one of those things where you might as well give it to the hot hand of Willow Nightingale, or do you keep it on Athena being a name?
Since I already saw the spoilers, I won't say anything.
Okay.
But to the point, I guess because Athena is a name, they probably will keep it on her just to get the brand a little more established.
Yeah.
I guess because those people that were hardcore ROH are just probably now tuning back in. So they're probably going, okay, who's this Willow Nightingale? Who's this, whatever. I guess let them build up a little more momentum on the ROH brand before they start switching titles.
Understood.
Yeah, they're going to focus more on what ROH needs right now instead of what the superstars need. As Dynamite, you're like, okay, who needs the belt? Ring of Honor, it's going to be like, who do we need to have the belt on? So,
Right. Got to build the brand. Totally understand. Got to
You
build
know,
the brand.
it's similar when AEW launched, and the first set of champions. Who was the first TNT champion? A name. It's Cody.
Mhm.
Who was the first set of tag team champions? Hangy and Kenny. A name. Who was the
No,
first world champion?
SCU is first.
Chris Jericho.
I see you as first champ.
Yeah,
Was
SCU.
SCU is first.
Case in point, it was a name.
SCU.
They were
Jericho
the hot
for sure.
faction. They were the good guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Corey being the first TNT,
Yeah.
it made sense. You're trying to establish the title. You want somebody that is going to be able to carry that. Can establish it. Now, you build up your female roster, and then that way, whoever beats Athena is a big name.
Yep.
I'm not saying Mercedes Martinez is a name, because she is, but, and yeah, they were both in the E, but, a lot of people will, maybe, be watching, so they'll see Athena and they'll say, wait a minute, that's Ember Moon.
Right. No, I hear you there. I mean, and it's the face and the name confusion, which will get them, which is the confusion in its own. But it's the face that will draw them in, and I'm sure go from there. But we head for the main event, and it's the Ring of Honor World Championship. Claudio Castagnoli taking on AR Fox, and this was actually relatively fun. We already know Claudio can work with pretty much anybody of any style, from lucha to technical to monsters, you name it. He can work with them.
A broom.
He can. He hasn't he? I was going to say he actually has. Isn't that some Chikara stuff?
Sounds like it.
Sounds definitely like some Chikara stuff. For those out there, that's the wacky wrestling that is no more. But if you could watch it and go back in your days, that's some fun stuff to watch if you want some actual entertainment wrestling. So, God, what spot did I actually write down? There was, they were battling on, no, hold on, right here. It's, Claudio fakes a strike. Fox falls for it. There was a kip up counter. Claudio caught Fox with a giant swing. That's right. And then that sent him out on the floor. There was, they said the name of it. I don't know what the name of it, the grand something or another, rope walk, elbow. I thought that was badass. They exchanged near falls for a little bit. There's a Ring of Honor chant. Claudio goes up on the top rope. A couple of drop kicks exchanged. There's a DVD, 450. It's just going. Fox goes for a springboard. Claudio cuts him off mid-air with a giant uppercut. Or was it with European uppercut, if you will, and picks up the win. I thought it was kind of a little lackluster that he won with an uppercut and not like the Gotch pile driver or maybe even the fucking swing like he did with Jericho. But it is what it is. Claudio picks up the dub. AR didn't exactly look weak, but maybe they could have got a little bit more in it. But the main event was a main event, and I didn't hate it.
The finish was a little weird.
Tad.
But other than that, I enjoyed that very much.
Maybe short on time.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah, I think they were
show.
rounding out
But
on time. Yeah, and they just said, "Okay, call it."
Yep. Got to do it. Got to make the moves.
Good match either way.
Obviously adhering to. Oh, no, absolutely good match either way. They did adhere to the code of honor. Shake hands on. They walked out. That's when all of a sudden we heard Eddie Kingston themes hit. He hits the ring. He jumps on the microphone. He says that he promised John Moxley that he wouldn't beat up Claudio Castagnoli in AEW, but this ain't AEW. And he wants the Ring of Honor World Championship. Claudio pretty much blows him off, so we'll see where this goes. My immediate thing is this is going to be the match in LA, considering that we're, 3-4 weeks away. But there's a lot of Ring of Honor television that was taped. So God only knows. We could read the spoilers, but it's a lot more fun to watch it. But that was the end of this one. Personally, I didn't hate this episode of Ring of Honor. I thought it was a good episode of Ring of Honor. I'm used to the 1 hour episodes. This turned into 2. Only one real maybe 2 downside matches, 2 super slow matches, ones you could miss. Otherwise, good enough show. Definitely one watch to make you come back next week and watch again.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this was a great start to reintroduce the brand.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
DC?
it
Got them where they wanted to be.
Oh. No, you're good. Go ahead, Harold.
Oh, my bad.
Make it happen.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say I thought it was a good show, a great start to the new Ring of Honor. Definitely something I want to continue to watch in the weeks to come, and who knows, might even become our favorite Tony Khan brand.
Hey, who knows, right? You never know.
As
DC?
long as we don't get any major announcements, I'm good.
I'm a million with that one. No major announcements, please and thank you. Don't you do it to me, TK. So, I mean, Rob had to do his own thing, but it is what it is. So I did mention at the beginning of this one, after we finished up with our Ring of Honor review, we were going to hit up AEW's Revolution show, which again starts later this evening, and we're going to do predictions. So what you've noticed on Max Wrestling is we have like a predictions title, and we've done the whole bit. We are not going to go for the predictions title unless you guys want to do so. That's a different thing for your own gimmick. However, we of the TSK, we're going to make it a little bit more fun. We're not going to have this cool championship you get to tote around and say, oh, I know more than you, or I'm guessing better than you. We're going to actually end up, the loser has to play a fun game that we've come up with called Sing the Praises, or Sing Your Praises. And what it is if the person with the least amount of predictions correct will then have to either, for 30 seconds straight, say very, very nice things about somebody in the wrestling business that they absolutely loathe, or they are subject to karaoke selected by the winner, the person with the most predictions correct. And the crazy thing that I don't think we talked about in this whole bit was what happens if there's a tie at the top.
Right.
You guys had the three people could then end up having to have to figure out which terrible song do you have to sing for 30 seconds, which will, yes, be recorded for your listening pleasure.
I think, as you wonderful people are not privy to our discussions in the control room,
there you go, the TSK control room.
As we all know, Mo is not a very big fan of Sir Nicholas Patrick.
Fuck that guy.
So, for example, if Mo gets the least amount of predictions correct, Mo will be singing the praises of Mr. Patrick.
Oh, fuck. Can you have any idea like how hard that's going to be, man? Like, you know how fucking cringy that's going to be?
And if Harold gets the least right, then he's going to be singing the praises of Bray Wyatt.
Hey, he's a big, strong man.
Do the muscle man dance.
Do the muscle
Maybe
man
that
dance.
should be a thing. Maybe Harold should have to do the muscle man
Oh,
dance.
God. This is amazing. You see, this is how this is going to be super duper fun.
Yo.
So,
And for myself, I will sing the praises of Lex Luger.
I'll see
And
that.
you all know how much I detest Lex Luger.
Oh, trust me. In future retros, everybody will know as we keep going down that line. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get it rocking. We got one pre-show match, which will not be a part of the predictions. The predictions are never talk about pre-shows. So we'll talk about the 8 other ones that have already been set up. If any more are set up down the line, we'll have to just fucking deal with it, I guess. So it is what it is. So let's get it going. We're just going to run off of Wikipedia's. We have the final burial match, which is Christian Cage against Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Jack Perry has tried to look strong in this, tried to beat up Christian once and got his ass kicked, looked like a total nerd. Christian is coming off of, I think, a torn labrum. I forgot whatever kind of shoulder injury he had. So it's very up in the air. But, the question is, do we try to rebuild Jungle Boy Jack Perry, or is this the opportunity to build the giant heel that is Christian Cage?
Honestly, Jungle Boy needs this win a lot more.
That I can agree with.
He was red hot and then...
He's right.
So I think... Mark Money says Jack Perry.
I'm with that. Go ahead.
I can't call it on this one. I want to piggyback off of what DC was saying. He's saying Jungle Boy needs this win. Mo saying you agree. I agree with that as well. But at the same time, Jungle Boy wins this. What happens? what does this do for Jungle Boy? Other than it being a win, other than it being the end of the story with Christian, which I guess it does need an end to it. I don't really think it benefits either of them. I think it's a match that shouldn't have even been booked, to be honest with you.
No. And, the unfortunate thing here was the timing of Christian's injury.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, big time.
That was right around All Out, right?
Yeah, right around All Out.
That is when that match should have taken place.
Right.
And what is this match even? Is this a buried alive match?
I have no idea. I mean, it's what's put up on fucking Wikipedia. For all I know, I believe, to my knowledge, I believe it's a no holds barred match, but they're just calling it a final burial match.
Yeah, more than likely it's a buried alive match, but I'm pretty sure that's trademarked by the other company, so they have to call it something else.
Or maybe it's their answer to the Boneyard match, which we all crapped over that, but that ended up being actually a pretty decent match.
Yes, it did.
Mm-hmm. But just also to kind of piggyback on what Harold said, like this match probably shouldn't have happened.
No.
Like this feud should have been done with like last year.
They should have moved on.
And really, whoever wins, like, what is this going to do for either of them?
I think realistically, if I'm being honest, the loss would do worse things for Jack Perry.
Sure.
Yeah, it would.
Sure, yeah.
Christian don't need it.
Yeah, Christian's had a career already. If he ruins it now, he's already had one.
Already been Christian is already a multi-time world champion. He's going to be a Hall of Famer when he hangs it up.
He'll be fine no matter what. Yeah.
I feel like had Christian not gone to AEW, he probably would have been in the WWE Hall of Fame by now.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I mean, he's going to be eventually, but I feel like it probably would have happened already.
Oh, yeah, no. It would have been happened for sure, dude. I'm 1,000 with that one. I'm kind of stuck because trust me, I feel like you can use a dickhead heel Christian Cage, in a meaningful manner, but I don't think it'll get anywhere above a mid card feel, and that's I feel like the biggest problem of it all. If it's just a mid card thing, then like what's the point? You know what I mean? It's fucking Christian Cage. Christian Cage is supposed to be a big name star. He's supposed to be a guy that we're really kind of we know about and all this other shit, and he's not.
I'm going to catch hell for this, but I'll say Christian Cage is a B+ player.
Yeah,
I don't want to disagree with you. I mean, like I said, I've had my.
I like him. He's good, but when you look at Edge and Christian, there is no way that you can look at me and legit say that Christian was more talented than Edge. You say that, I'll call you a fucking liar.
In the ring,
I can't exactly argue with that whole thing.
Yeah, I would too.
Better worker.
In the ring, I would put it Christian over Edge.
Better.
Mike skills wise.
Yeah.
Okay. Overall superstar, I guess.
Edge has the overall
more star power.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, it is what it is. I don't give a shit. But I'm with you. Let's just Jack Perry. Again, the problem is talking about what are you going to do with him? If I feel like this is one of those things where you can kind of maybe have Luchasaurus come out and kill them both, and then it's just like, well, fuck this match anyway, and you move on with your life. But then again, it could build to something more. I fucking really hope not. Go ahead,
I think they're working on building a new mask for Luchasaurus.
Well, I would hope so. They got fucking copyrighted.
Yeah.
Bastards. Like, how the fuck
Maybe that's why the video game has been delayed. Maybe they're trying to figure out what to do with that.
I wouldn't be surprised if it had something to do with it.
That's a good point.
It looks like we're all on the Jungle Boy theme, so we'll keep on with that. Let's hope that that's where this goes. I want to say this one is just as easy to call, or maybe it's a little more one-sided, but the Jericho Appreciation Society being banned from ringside, Chris Jericho against Ricky Starks. Ricky already won.
Yeah. What
are we doing?
This is a segue.
What are we doing?
Another segue into another match that should not have been booked. It's an angle they should have moved past already. It does nothing for either guy. this would have been better if it was Jungle Boy versus Ricky Starks. That would have been pay-per-view worthy. That would have been much better.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Or Daniel Garcia versus Starks.
Yeah.
Sammy Guevara versus Starks. What fucking any of them?
There's a
But
lot of people in the
what's gonna
JAS.
happen, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be Ricky Starks going over,
It's gonna be May.
and I will tell you why. Fozzie's getting ready to go on tour.
Aha, I knew it.
I see.
This bastard's always going on tour, this bastard.
Now, if you really want to do something different, you have the JAS come out after the match. You have Jericho just berate them, saying, "Why weren't you there?" Blah, 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 blah. You can even do this on Dynamite. And then you have them just beat the living hell out of Jericho.
I like that.
Oh, get him off television. I like it.
I like that.
Keep the rest of them together. Keep Sammy, Daniel, Hager, and Menard and Parker together as a group.
I like that.
But maybe you have Sammy lead it. I think this is a point where you got to see can Sammy be a leader? Can he be the guy?
And just call him the Not Jericho Appreciation Society.
I think it could be a
Call
huge
him
face
whatever the
group.
fuck you want.
I think they could get a face pop.
Yeah.
No. I'm just saying turn on Jericho. Like, just beat the shit out of him, and you have Jericho as a
What if
face.
Hager ran it?
No.
They're the Purple Hat Gang.
You know what? We'll call it here's what you do. Have Hager lead it, and bring in a manager, Zeb Coulter.
That's a no. I can't do it. I don't want to go back to the We Not the People no more. All right. So Ricky?
We'll call it the We the People Appreciation Society.
That's
Ricky, yeah.
DC Harold, Ricky, Jericho. Who we got?
Yeah, it's gotta be Ricky.
Ricky. It's his
Ricky Bobby.
This is a
Ricky
put over
Bobby.
match for Jericho.
Okay. Here's the problem because and I 1,000%. And I said this on Max. I really do like Jericho as like the gatekeeper of AEW. He's the guy that comes in and he's taking on the guys that you don't know about to garner them attention, to help put them over in the whole 9 yards. So I like this. Keep it going. But don't fucking drag it on so many times that it's old.
Right.
And that's exactly where we're at right now. We're old. Okay? It's not where the money's at. But this fucking 6-man is exactly where the money's at. We've been clamoring for as fucking long as both these teams have been in this company. And it's the Elite against the House of Black for the trios titles, the 6-man titles, whatever the fuck you want to call them. I am immediately saying now is the opportunity for the Elite to lose them. You allow Kenny to show up and start being an AEW championship again, AEW title contention. The Bucks go back to being title contenders again. We get back the guys that were running the rest of the fucking divisions, and you let the House of Black be the most dominant trios team there's ever fucking been. Who wants to wrestle these guys? Nobody.
I'm going to say this. This is what you do. Everyone says, well, who takes the pin?
Sit down, open your book.
You
Booking
have
with DC.
Malachi Black pin Kenny Omega.
Ah, you bastard.
Clean.
Don't you? You don't listen to him. You don't listen to what he's got to say. He's full of shit.
No interference. You want to get House of Black over as a legitimate threat, as monsters? I don't see any other option.
I'm with you. I can fuck with that. Are we seeing anything different, boys?
I want to see the seeds of a Malachi Black Omega feud built into this.
Yes, sir. Please, please.
I never thought of that before, but now that you say that, Harold, God damn it, I want it.
I mean, it has to be, right?
Buddy and Kenny, Brody and Kenny.
I know,
literally.
It has to be, right? Like, you... Well, that's what I'm getting at. It's like I'm saying it because my biggest thing is there's not too many people to go up against MJF, and I think Kenny is a perfect guy to take it off of him or have MJF beat him to literally solidify himself as the greatest there is. If that's what ends up happening. But at the same time, if Malachi is going to end up pinning Kenny, as DC would call it, you gotta have a fucking feud now. You gotta have those guys go against each other, whether it be a singles, whether it be a continuation of the Elite and the House of Black in a tag team form, singles form, whatever. It has to be a thing. Mm-hmm. It has to. You can't ignore it at that point. Yeah. And I think that would leave you a perfect, call it 2-month, 10-week thing to keep Kenny away from the world title picture, and then a perfect entry into it after this whole feud finally blows off completely.
Let me ask you this. When is the next pay-per-view after this?
The one in Vegas. Double or Nothing.
Vegas.
That's in what?
Memorial, May 29th.
May or June?
May 29th.
Yes, sir.
Here's what you do. You have House of Black win clean. And then the next pay-per-view, you have Buddy Murphy or Buddy Matthews, whatever the fuck you want to call him. We'll call him Mommy's Poppy.
Okay, let's go with that.
Well, we get Buddy Matthews. I had to. Because fuck you, I can. And then, so Double or Nothing, we end up with whoever wins the tag titles. Ass Boys, Orange, and Orangehausen, which, fuck it, that's what I'm calling them now. That's their name. That's what it's going to be. You have Orangehausen go over. And then at Double or Nothing, you have Orangehausen versus Brody King and Buddy Matthews. Buddy Matthews and Brody win. You have House of Black just slowly fucking take over. And I mean, anything they can get, they get. Darkness spreads over the land. Maybe you have them add in somebody else to House of Black. Maybe. And then what does it lead to? It leads to the Young Bucks versus Brody King and Buddy Matthews for the tag titles. Maybe Bucks get it back. I think this points into, and what excites me is the question is, well, what's going on with Kenny's contract status? What's going on with that? I think you play into that. I think you use that.
Of course.
I mean, it's definitely something worth playing into. I mean, considering all the rumors, considering everything that's going around, we all know anybody who half-ass listens to the dirt sheets, who wants to pretend they don't listen to the dirt sheets, whatever. They know about all the rumors going around that Kenny's contract has been extended due to injury, and he could be out at any fucking point in time. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket for anybody. If you're going to be trios champs, you're going to be trios champs. You don't need to be trios champs, tag champs, TD champs, TNT champs, TVS champs, host champs. No more drip gods. No more multi-belt teams. No more. No. This is a bloated fucking roster, and if everybody's going to come after one group of individuals, we're literally repeating. We started on we're on year 3 going into 4. You're going to go right back into year 2. We don't need a repeat. I think
right.
this is why this works so perfectly. You allow the elite to go away and focus on being the elite. Focus on being that big hot team, the team that garners all the mark attention, all the big attention, all the supposed whatever. This is the company that was built around these guys. You know what I mean? They were built for this place and vice versa. So I think that's where you move there. And the House of Black is killer in its own as a trios champion. I mean, it works. You can have Malachi and Brody and Buddy, all 3 of them at some point, do singles against anybody, and it'll be a banger, and it just looks good on the trios champions. I mean, I understand the whole stories, and trust me, I love all the fantasy booking that we get in AEW, but that's also part of its hindrance. There's not a lot of stories that last long, something worth sinking your teeth into. It's hey, we know what they're building, and this is possibly the blow-off, and that's it. We're going to go 6 weeks, we're going to go 8 weeks, we might go 10 weeks, that's it. I mean, I hate to fucking admit that dumbass Brian Alvarez can be kind of right, but in a way, AEW is the land of, hey, come get these great matches and a little bit of a story, while WWE is willing to tell you a story and make you want a guy who was a mid-card to be the world champion.
Yeah. I mean, and, part of it is, a lot of fans, I'm not saying all, but a good chunk that clamor for long-term storytelling. And then when a company, be it WWE, be it AEW, they give that to us. And they say, okay, well, here you go. We don't like it. We
Facts.
bitch.
Bitch and complain.
With Hangman, the whole storyline about, that he could never win the big one.
Right.
Then it was building to that moment, that, you wanted to see him be the first AEW champion. Anybody with a half a brain knew he was not going to beat Jericho. It wasn't going to be him.
No.
And then, you see Kenny be the asshole that he was, that character. You wanted to see somebody take it off of him.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got that moment with Hangman hitting it, the buckshot lariat, 1, 2, 3. It can be done. So, honestly, they need to build the House of Black up more. And I think this is you have them go on just an absolute dominant tear and hold the trios titles for a while, because those titles need consistency.
No arguments here. But I think because I think we're all in the simple fact of it's give it to the House of Black and let them fucking run with it at this point. But we're talking about who's going to carry it, who's going to put some lineage to it, who's going to garner some attention to this. Let's talk to AEW Women's Championship. Right now, Jamie Hayter, probably the most popular champion we've had since Britt Baker, to the point where I don't want her to lose it, but she has to lose it at some point. And with the particular story we're in right now, where it's Jamie Hayter, Saraya, and Ruby Soho in a triple threat, and they're playing up this, I'm from WWE, so we're better than you. You were not the AEW originals kind of bullshit thing with the green spray paint and the L, and I get the NWO vibes. I really feel some kind of weird way like Ruby could turn in the middle of this match and just fucking simply lay down for Saraya. Like, I feel like it could be that bad, and it's just like, oh, fuck, we really hit NWO territory.
If I'm booking this, they're in LA, right, for this show?
Yes, sir.
Cali,
no.
Wherever.
No. This one's gonna be San Fran.
Okay.
NorCal.
Us being the retro crew, I'm talking about probably one of the most infamous moments in WCW history. Finger poke of doom.
Yep. A bazillion %.
Here's what you do. You have Ruby get attacked before the match. You never see who took her out. You don't see it. You do the classic, they find her, knocked down, whatever. So then that leaves Jamie Hayter versus Saraya. Back and forth match, and then, you see Ruby kind of, come out to the ring. Jamie Hayter's down, and you have Ruby just get in the ring, go face to face with Saraya. Saraya just finger poke. Ruby just falls down, and Saraya just puts her foot over her. Mm-hmm. Rep doesn't know what to do, and just counts 1, 2, 3. Is it a cheap bullshit way to get heat? Absolutely. But if you want Saraya to be booed as a top heel, I don't see a better way of doing it.
Yeah.
I really don't. Do I think it's the right time necessary to take the strap off Jamie Hayter? Absolutely not. No.
So here's one thing that I'm not bringing into context that maybe DC and Rob can cover a little bit. Triple threat factor. So that does mean Britt Baker can come out and help Jamie if need be. There can be assistance, maybe Riho, maybe fucking Tony Storm for Saraya. We don't know what could really happen. Are you guys seeing anything different? Are you not loving the NWO feel, the idea of the cheapest, dirtiest, nastiest heat you can get besides messing with the NXT title?
Well, I think you do kind of do what I said, where you have the interference, but then you have Ruby come out, after you think, oh, she's been taken out, and that's when you do the finger poke. I think you can do all of this, all of what you were saying, and if Jamie Hayter doesn't take the title and doesn't retain it, then I think you got to put it on Saraya. I don't see another option. I'm sorry. I like Ruby. I do. But women's champion? TBS champion? Maybe. But no. Yeah.
Harold, how are we feeling?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Ruby needs something. I don't think it's too far-fetched that she could possibly win it. I think either way, I don't think Ruby or Saraya are going to be as strong of a champion as Hayter was.
No.
So I don't really see a winner in this match either. Another situation, in my opinion, where AEW booked themselves into a corner and they're just having to go through the motions now.
Mm-hmm.
Or what if? What's going on with Thunder Rosa?
She's injured. She's on the Spanish commentary team.
Yeah, she's not coming back until the summer at least.
Or is that misdirection?
Could be.
Oh no, she said it like on commentary. She's definitely
she has a slip disc.
Yeah,
that's pretty serious.
There's no wrestling on the slip disc, baby.
Well, what I'm just saying is,
slip disc these nuts.
Would it be the first time that a wrestler played on injury?
Hey,
zing.
I mean, I'm with you, DT. I dig it. It's not completely out of the idea of best possibilities, but if I'm protecting myself and I'm protecting my workers, you ain't wrestling on no slip disc.
Not at all.
I'm just saying, like, maybe she's not as injured as we think. That's all I'm saying.
Sit your ass down and commentate.
She might just
to kind of piggyback on what Harold said.
That's fine.
It. But to kind of piggyback on what Harold said, they did kind of back themselves into a corner here. Yeah. Like, they've got this whole dumbass NWO thing they're doing. They're trying to build Ruby up because, let's be honest, her booking in AEW hasn't been any much better than it has in WWE.
No.
If anything, it's been worse.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, I'll say it's been worse. Saraya, we don't know if she can actually, legitimately wrestle more than one time a month for now.
Yeah, it's very questionable.
Man, that doesn't stop MJF.
Like, I
heard that.
Yeah, I got a point there. I don't see anybody but Hayter winning.
I like it.
And whatever else they do with this storyline. I don't know, man.
I think we're finally seeing different in this one. So I'm gonna a couple Hayter and Therays. It is what it is. I think we're gonna be pretty in line with the next one though. Texas Death, as John Moxley kept calling it. John Mox and Hangman Adam Page. Does Mox finally go on vacation?
Yes.
God damn it! Let the man go on vacation.
It needs to be Hangman.
The man likes to fight.
He does like to fight. He loves to fight.
I think the question is, how long is it going to be until Mox bleeds?
4.5 seconds.
It's going to come out bleeding.
He's going to be
bleeding now.
Seconds, brother.
He's bleeding now.
Yep. He's
probably
bleeding already.
Neighbors.
Yeah.
John, you got some red on the carpet.
Can you imagine what his forehead has to look like?
Can you imagine the terrifying looks in his daughter's eye?
Yeah.
But to get for real about this one, we've seen Hangman be the big nasty mean cowboy, but there is nobody more brutal than John Moxley, and we've seen it in multiple promotions. How can this go any one way? Is it going to turn into a giant thing with the BCC and the fucking Dark Order? Is it going to, AKA, do we feel like this thing is going to end up being dragged on more so, or do we finally come to a head in this one?
This probably needs to end it.
Yeah, well, we're hoping.
I think.
Yeah. Wishful thinking. Go ahead, D.
What I'd like to see happen, just an absolute fight. To me, Mox, I would equate him to this generation's Cactus Jack. Absolute, great on the mic, absolute violent, when need to be. Now, if I'm booking the finish, I'm having this match just go all out, balls to the wall, both men bleeding.
Bleed, baby, bleed.
I want that ring mat to be Coke can red.
Yeah.
By the time this is done.
Yeah, I want it to be
red and
righteous as hell.
And I'm having Hangman just crawl, bleeding, broken, near death, and just try and cover Mox and just collapse with his hand over Mox, and the ref just counts 1, 2, 3. After the match, both men taken out on stretchers. Both of them.
I can dig it.
Damn, DC.
I can dig it. So, DC's just in the booking style right about now.
DK, give me a fucking job.
I heard that, baby. Okay, Harold, Rob, give me who we got winning.
Fire Hangman. Hire me.
Hangman.
Hangster, the Hangster, all day, every day, twice on Sundays.
We're feeling hangy.
Samoan Joseph against Wardlow, or Giant Karrion Kross.
Wardlow.
Has Wardlow lost so much momentum that we can't even see him as TNT championship? A TNT championship.
He shouldn't.
Is he worthy of this?
He never should have lost it to begin with.
Yeah, I agree.
No.
I can agree with
But
that one.
He was injured, so.
I think what we're going to get, and I blame TK for this. I do.
Mm-hmm.
You had Wardlow was red hot, and
yes, sir.
Fuck all with it.
Yep. Started putting them in
no
tag
capitalization.
matches.
Yeah, which made no sense.
Gave him no mic time.
I will say it. Booker of the Year, my ass.
Well, I mean, I can say that booking doesn't necessarily just mean like overall character build and whatever. It could be about, matches and the blah, blah, blah. So I'm not necessarily defending it, but I mean, it's a broad fucking spectrum. But I agree with you. It is definitely up for fucking grabs. So
Booker of the Year was Brett Lauderdale.
It's
Okay.
I've got to lean towards Samoa Joe. I know I don't mean to be cutting you off, DJ, but I got to lean towards Samoa Joe. I just don't feel like you giving back the TNT Championship to Wardlow is going to all of a sudden make him grow his hair back and his Goldberg nostalgia and feel and bullshit.
And
I think we're done.
The winner of this match has got to fight Hobbs next week.
Oh, that's right.
Another booking.
Don't put it on Wardlow for a week. To have Hobbs take it.
Yeah, because I don't see why you wouldn't give it to Hobbs at this point. He seems hot enough. This is another one. I think we even said this while we were watching Dynamite.
Yeah, this is the problem, and it seems to be happening more and more lately. And it's not just AEW; it's WWE too. Like, it's wrestling in general.
We're getting lazy again.
Like, we had one of the greatest storylines that the WWE has done since the fucking Yes-O-Mania back, fucking almost 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they booked themselves into a corner, not even a corner, the goddamn point in the corner. The 90, the fucking angle.
Mm-hmm.
Booked themselves right into that little fucking corner.
It's that bad.
It's rough, man.
Trust me, no disagreements here, man.
Great storyline. But the problem is, and this is the problem with Joe having both titles, we know he's not going to beat Mark Briscoe. We know that's not going to fucking happen.
I
Are
would
you
hope
really
not.
going to tell me that you're going to have Joe lose twice within? But what do? Do you have Wardlow lose and then
No.
the
No.
only thing that makes sense to have both guys, and I know AEW doesn't like doing it, disqualification.
I mean,
Have
no,
Hobbs come out and just fucking wreck both of them.
I don't know. I mean,
I think
I can definitely see Hobbs getting involved, but I don't know.
I could see that happening, and then TK
Go ahead,
turning
Harold.
it into a 3-way match on Dynamite.
And then that way Hobbs or Wardlow or whoever can get the win,
And somebody
and
looks
Joe doesn't look. Because
exactly.
here's the problem: if you have Wardlow lose tomorrow night clean, you just destroyed him again.
Yep.
Again.
If you have Joe lose when Joe just got the title back, what, a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
What does that
about a
do to
month,
him?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. No.
None.
Nunski.
Joe it is, baby. Joe's all around. Okay.
No.
No. Wardlow for you?
I'm going with the War Dog.
Okay. I personally think it might be a hot potato thing if it's that kind of an instance, but I mean, I don't know. We don't know. Maybe Hobbs does just say, fuck next week and does something. We don't know until we see the show. But until then, I'm sticking with Joe. AEW Tag Team title match, a fucking 4-way. The Guns defending against the Acclaimed, against Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. I can't believe I said that out loud.
Shit.
And against, we're
Booking.
going to call him Freshly Evil.
I like Orangehausen.
Okay, Orangehausen.
Yeah, they've been calling them Orangehausen, so.
Freshly Evil's better, but whatever. All right, Orangehausen it is. As fucking oddball as a team as can be, I understand that the fucking best friends couldn't be cleared, but come on, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, no disrespect to Orange and Dan, no disrespect. I give me the best fucking friends in this one, dude. And this was a perfect opportunity to give them the belts if you just are going to play hot potato with them.
Hey, you never know.
There's a lot of people, especially on the fucking TikTok side of life.
They
Go ahead, D. All right,
they might
Harold.
show up at the pay-per-view. Best friends might show up at the last minute and be like, hey, we're cleared. Get a big old pop and then win the match. You never know.
Hey, you're 1,000. I would love something like that. However, and I said this on Max, and I will stick to my word on this one. If fucking Tony Khan crowns Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, I swear to God, I will gladly stop watching a $50 show. I will gladly, without question, stop watching a $50 show and just resume whatever's left the next day. Because that would be literally one, if not the worst booking decision
seriously.
I have seen in a fucking long time. In a long
They've already
time.
had, what, three shots at this already?
Yep. That's exactly the problem. So, in reality, this one could have very easily just been a simple rematch between the Guns and the Acclaimed, and we could have been fucking fine.
Yeah.
But instead, we got a lot of extra bullshit that might give you some ideas of it maybe going a different way, which I don't fucking think it's going to. I personally, I think all this is going to have to be on Billy Gunn. Is Billy Gunn going to beat up his kids? Is he not going to beat up his kids? You know what I mean? That's it. Is he going to beat up the Acclaim or are you going to beat up your kids? That's how I'm seeing this. Either way, I feel it's going to be either the Acclaimed or the Guns. And if FTR is to come back, which rumors have them saying no and some are saying maybe, I still am going to side with maybe. And because of that, this disgusts me, the Guns are going to retain.
Yeah.
Now, one way I could see this going. We all saw the recent reveal of the merchandise numbers for AEW.
See.
Who are the two of the biggest merchandise movers right now?
Orangehausen.
Now,
Orangehausen, Freshly Evil.
you know, if this was the old bastard booking, he would have Orangehausen as tag team champions
today.
They he'd put the straps on them. Now, is that necessarily a bad decision? No.
Hi, Dallas. Oh no, they're having a big old party in the corner, Robbie.
However, what I will say this: I think it's way too soon to take the titles off the Guns.
I don't think so. I think they're lucky to have held them in general.
I think it's one of these.
as long as they've had.
I'm kind of with that.
I agree
Absolutely.
with you. But I think the finish could either go where the Guns steal another win. I mean, I think it was way too soon to take it off the Acclaim.
I think so too. I'm going Acclaimed for that reason.
But at the same time, I feel like it was a heat move. It was a heat move to do it, and it kind of meant something. And I figured if maybe it would have made a lot more sense if it just would have ended up as the Guns against the Acclaimed again.
Yeah,
it would have made more sense. Like, oh, okay, well, fuck it, we're just gonna have a rematch. So here we go. But oh, thank you. But instead we got fucking Jeff goddamn Jarrett on a pay-per-view that I'm paying $50 for, or we're paying $50 for.
We all love Daddy Ass. We all love Daddy Ass. Dumpster match.
Oh, come on, Bebby.
Been done.
Give it to me.
Didn't
they already have one?
Yeah, the last pay-per-view.
Yeah, they did it.
Oh, that's right. Oh, there we go. Last pay-per-view.
Have the Gun Club go in the dumpster, and have it do even better. Throw it off the stage.
They did that.
Just like they did to
I was going to say, all this has happened. But I mean,
I can't remember. I can't even remember what happened.
I heard that shit, boy. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Anyway. So Harold's down for the Acclaimed regaining. We got DC going with the Guns. Hey, Rob?
I think I'm going to go with the Guns.
I feel like FTR has to come back.
Hold on.
Please tell me if they tell me they don't. Hold on. Hold on. Yes, sir.
The merch that is going to be moved when the Acclaimed can say that they're the 2-time tag team champs.
Oh,
they're going to move
my goodness.
merch.
We're not thinking about the money moves. Not thinking about the money moves.
I'm just switching it up to the Acclaimed. I'm locking it in. But do you want to think that FTR is coming back, or are you hoping they're coming back?
I'm both.
Yeah.
Look, and if I got to give a quick explanation, I'll give a quick explanation, and it had to tie in with the one with Kenny. What is one of the WrestleMania fucking matches that we kept bitching about, and we have no idea why the fuck it's being made? It's Brock Lesnar versus Omos. And when I hear about that, and we hear about the reality is that Omos wasn't featured on fucking WWE television in the 4 months or however long Papa H was in charge, and all of a sudden Vince is back as as an advisor, and now all of a sudden Omos has a big time match, not just a regular match, but a big time match against a huge opponent in Brock Lesnar. He's running the company again. And with him running the company again, there's a lot of guys that don't want to be there for that. They don't want to be there for that. And guess who is probably a big part of that? FTR. We want to know why? Because they're not down with the hip-hop and the giant clocks and the chains and the whole nine. They're not Flavor Flav. They just want to wrestle. So with that being said, I feel like they will be back in AEW at some point, and because of that, the dreading, unruly reality is the Guns have to stay tag champs because there's nobody better for them to beat them than FTR. So, and heaven forbid it doesn't happen, then hey, give it to the fucking best friends, and yes, I mean the best friends.
If we are all wrong, and Jarrett...
I swear to God, you guys are going to see the Discord thing go blink, and I'm out of there.
It's so possible.
I swear to God, this is not a joke.
Yeah, very possible. I'm definitely in your frame of thought, Mo. That's what I hope happens. It's what I want to see happen. But I swear to God, if Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal become champions,
The thing of it is, like,
I might go walk the dog for the rest
right?
of
You
the
know
show.
what I mean? Hey, let's go for a walk.
You know when you get like that, you get that feeling like in the back of your head, you're just like, oh God, why do I have a feeling this is going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
Just like with that Rumble,
Might just happen.
that Battle Royal they did.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Pointless.
Absolutely pointless. Even the casino one where there wasn't a casino because there was no Joker and the whole nine. But I could bitch about all this stuff forever. But we got one final match to get through, and that being the main event: MJF, Bryan Danielson, 60-minute Iron Man match for the AEW Men's Championship. Well, I was about to say Women's Championship. AEW World Title. Fucking maybe. Who knows? So we've gone back and forth. We've got MJF, the guy, cutting promos on people's kids or towards people's kids. You got Bryan Danielson saying that you're an unlovable motherfucker and your wife should leave you. These motherfuckers hate each other, and I love this. The question is, and it's the one that everybody's asking right now, is this finally the time B-Dry wins one, or is MJF literally going to be that guy for at least another 4 months?
Got it.
Okay, I think.
Got it. Okay, that's it. That's all you got?
Couple ways I can see this going. I can see Danielson winning it, but at the same time, I feel like MJF would get more heat. I think if I'm booking this, I'm booking it 0-0 almost the whole match up until like the last minute. And how do you have MJF get the one and only fall?
Dick punch.
Dick punch.
No.
Oh.
The lapel lock.
Cooter kick.
Nice.
Oh.
I mean,
have him use Danielson's finish. Lock him in the lapel lock, and Danielson doesn't even tap out.
Yep.
He passes out.
You want to hit him with that diamond ring first.
I can see it.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Don't forget the diamond ring.
Not even that. Not even. Clean. Maybe Danielson's the guy to beat MJF, but not now.
Yeah, not now for sure.
Okay, see here, I think the ring is gonna come into play. Whether he gets caught, I think it will end up being something he gets caught with. Like the ref will blatantly see him use it and disqualify him, give a point to fucking Bryan, and then he's just got to play catch up now. And I think he'll be able to do it, and that's the fucking problem.
Or you really want to kind of switch it up a little bit. He goes to use it, drops it. Danielson picks it up and uses it.
See, now there you go. Now you're talking my style.
Maybe Danielson is the one that gets caught using it and disqualified.
Maybe.
Couple ways you can go about this, but I think, case in point, it is not the time to get off of MJF.
Huh?
You mad?
No, we're filming here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
World-class podcast going on.
It'd be the wrong time to take it off. And, I think MJF is still your star. I think depending on what's going on with him, if the shit with him is and his contract is true, we haven't heard anything about that in a hot minute.
Mm.
But I would say I have fucking loved the build up to this.
Yeah, I went
really good.
Totally disinterested to, okay, these two might actually beat the shit out of each other.
In a very fun way.
And I think that's absolutely possible. The fact that MJF is kind of tying his real life issues into this kind of makes it a lot more interesting.
Oh, yeah.
The last promo that they had, I feel that running start that Bryan got, and when he clocked MJF was out. He went night-night. Bryce had to drag him. He dragged his lifeless body. So I feel like there's some legitimate heat there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So for 60 minutes, we're going to watch MJF probably get the shit kicked out of him.
I will say this. There is one aspect about a potential Bryan Danielson title reign that has me intrigued. We all remember his last WWE title reign, correct?
Nope.
Not really.
Wasn't around
I
for
mean,
it.
the custom WWE
Oh,
title
okay.
that he
Yeah,
had.
the
With
Nature's Channel
Kobe.
champion.
That's
Captain
right.
Planet.
I'm wondering if he
There we go.
wins the AEW title, would he do something similar?
That would
It's a
sell.
possibility. I mean, hell, if
Not
MJF
now,
can
though.
make a brand new strap on his, I'm sure B-Dry could do something like that.
You know, I feel like if they did that, I mean, obviously not now, but they could charge whatever the hell they wanted for that replica, and it would sell.
Oh
To
yeah.
give you an idea, the AEW World Title replica is $900
Jeez.
and is constantly sold out.
Well, yeah, bud, it's fucking AEW baby.
It's a good looking belt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I went from literally hating the look of it because Mo, you and I have talked. You know, I like my classy designs,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
but now that the title's been around for a little bit, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that MJF took the design of his scarf and
Yep.
incorporated it onto the strap, I love it. It is such a dick move, but he is such a dick.
Works out perfectly, man. Works out
Sweet.
perfectly.
I
Hey.
feel like taking the title off MJF now, it would just be a horrible move.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where again, yeah, we could be the E kid. We can but Brian. I'm already looking towards Double or Nothing, and again, I'm already hoping it's gonna be a Kenny. You know what I mean? Somebody like that, somebody who's easily a bigger star than MJF.
Nah, it won't be Kenny.
But then
yet.
again, maybe they hold off on that longer.
Not yet.
I don't honestly. I don't think you have MJF drop the title till all out.
When would that be? Like August, September?
What's
I-
the October pay per view? Don't they have one in October?
Yeah, that's all out.
Yeah.
September.
Oh, okay.
Then that's the one he loses at because
I'd probably take it one more pay per view and have him hold the title for a year. Let
Yeah,
him lose it at Full Gear.
I like that.
I don't hate that idea. I mean, you can go. It could. Well, I mean, I think it works better that way. I think MJF is the dastardly heel that you kind of want to see is get his ass kicked every time you get a chance. And if he's just the champ, then it's like, okay, cool, not time for somebody new to come in and try to kick his ass.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think the deciding pinfall, whether you keep it 0-0 the whole match or back and forth, the deciding factor, you have MJF win it with the lapel lock.
It would definitely,
Because that is the biggest fuck you to any wrestler, is to lose to your finisher.
no arguments here, especially of MJF, the biggest douche of them all, the biggest motherfucker, if you will, using your own move to beat you, I think would be awesome. So that's it. The predictions are in. Our records are locked in, and hope and pray that maybe we all get them right. If not, maybe you'll see us singing, jamming, maybe even busting out a rap like Paulette does from time to time.
Yeah.
So that is what it is. We're going a couple minutes longer than we wanted to, but it is what it is. But before we get on out of here, we'll go a couple minutes longer so we can get some plugs in. Rob, what's happening with the death metal scene?
Hey, if you like music, you like this face. Not very many people do.
I say we do.
But you do, and that's all that matters.
That's right.
Come check out all my music, all my socials. Hey, it's Rob, or Linktree /Hey, it's Rob. Come find me.
That's right. Come do it. Harold International Travels has finally come to as a kid with the TSK. The fucking you guys, I forgot where you guys went. I started the episode,
coming.
walked away, but it looked like the fucking business.
Bro.
Tell us all about it.
Ensenada, Mexico. We hit up Tacos Angelito, the Too Sweet Click Adventures. Usually we stick around Los Angeles area, hitting up food, events. attractions, whatever is big in the Los Angeles area. But we just hit up Mexico, and we might be hitting your area up soon. Check us out. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Too Sweet Click Adventures.
Can't wait for it. We might even make a special appearance, the rest of the TSK, that is, when we're in there for WrestleMania weekend. But that's a few weeks away. But also a few weeks away, DC's main event next to my co-main event. You're pulling double duty, as I possibly might be as well at this point. Not only do you have an opportunity to go again as the Iron Bank champion, going up against both me and Trap, but you have an opportunity to defend your championship against the darkest creature in the realm, the Demoness.
Wow.
I also want to add, stay tuned. Max Wrestling this week, I will have a huge, earth-shattering announcement.
Shaking
The
already.
captain doesn't even know.
TK,
Captain,
is that
no.
you?
This main event is about
It's TK.
This main event is about to get even bigger. It
Popping
is going
ratings.
to be the biggest main event in Promo Mania history.
Oh, it's fucking snowing in here, bud.
There we go, Jack. It is going down. Promo Mania, I want to say 8, is going down towards the end of March. March 28th and 29th, if I am to be exact. Whole lot coming down. It's a 2-day event. We've got the first ever tag titles being crowned. We've got my opportunity at the world title, DC against Demoness, and there's all kinds of shit going down more. Rob's got an appearance. He is going toe-to-toe with the guy they call the podcast machine, Mike Larkin. So much going down. The Chuckster, if you will. Who knows,
Podcast
maybe one of these
Lord.
days we'll get Harold into the game. But until then, we will catch y'all next time, and hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later, because it's going to be next week when we come back with some more Ring of Honor reviews, and of course, the loser of this predictions has to deal with some goddamn karaoke. At least that's how the way I'm going to see it. So with all that being said, we will catch y'all next week for some more Ring of Honor, and for that being said, we'll get on out of here. Too sweet, boys.
Too sweet, baby.
We'll catch y'all later.